All right, everybody. Good evening. Coming to you guys a little bit later than yesterday. Couldn't get the training camp recap video out as early as I would like today, but we're here now. We're talking about training camp for the Seahawks. This is day number 6, day number 2 in full pads. So we got some more stuff to get into here. Not as much as yesterday. I feel like things are kind of settling into a little bit of a rhythm here, and we're not necessarily getting as much granular information from time to time. Most of what we got today was honestly Dugar running down a little play-by-play of what the offense was doing. Other than that, things have been kind of quiet. Seems like not all the beat reporters that I typically follow were there. And maybe we'll learn a little bit more later, but let's go ahead and get into it now. Let's go ahead and see what is out there, and we'll work with what we have. And there's plenty enough to talk about here, I think. I don't think there's a real absence of information here. It's just not as much as yesterday. So, day number 6 of training camp, 2 days away from the first preseason game, although the Seahawks, 9 days. And overall, I would say that today was about the offense kind of fighting their way back. Because yesterday, the offense didn't have a great day. McDonald even pointed out that he didn't think the offense did very well yesterday. So today, we saw some more stuff there. So that'll be the main takeaway today. Real quick, roster news, though. We re-signed Thor Griffith, which is a player that quite a few Seahawks fans had an affinity for when we signed him out of UDFA. And then we immediately let him go, and I know that upset and disappointed some people. Well, he's back. Thor Griffith is back in Seattle. Some people think that he could be a nose tackle. He is undersized, to my knowledge, for a nose tackle. So I don't know how realistic that is, but apparently that's his play style. So there's at least a chance. And he replaces Justin Rogers, who I think just showed up a few days ago. So shuffling stuff in and out there, probably trying to find some kind of a backup or third string practice squad nose tackle solution, because they're aware of the fact that at Hankins' age, and to a certain extent even Jaron Reed's age, playing 17 games may not be super realistic. All right. So first thing that I wanted to note here is, once again, we have DeMarcus Lawrence working with the outside linebackers. Again, I don't think this is going to be a full-time thing for him, but it is very interesting that there's a focus on getting D-Law on the outside to start camp. And I'm assuming this is because of the Nwosu injury. Nwosu's injured, and we may have to play D-Law on the outside a little bit to make up for that. If we don't sign somebody of significance, that's probably going to be the outcome here. It's going to be either Big Cat on the outside or D-Law. And it could be a little bit of both. But I don't think there's not enough player at outside linebacker with just 3 guys to get through a full game. We need to mix it up a little bit at that point. And I like the idea. Obviously, it's probably not perfect. It's probably not... You don't want somebody like a DeMarcus Lawrence playing a lot of outside linebacker in this kind of a defense, because he doesn't have the quickness for it. But it is something that he can do. He has done it before a little bit. It can't be that bad. Okay, so now we move on to some notes from the offense here. The general sense that I got from mostly Dugar, and Dugar did the heavy lifting today on the reporting, the offense was moving a little bit faster today, and they had better results. It was not perfect. In fact, I would say that the secondary definitely gave it back to them. The secondary made a lot of big plays to kind of offset some of the good things the offense did, but the offense held their own. All 3 units scored touchdowns in quick red zone drill. Now, it's a red zone drill, right? I don't want to get too crazy with it. It's not like they all drove 80 yards down the field for a touchdown, but they all scored touchdowns. We had an AJ Barner touchdown, George Holani touchdown, Damian Martinez touchdown. My understanding is that excuse me, George Holani had a 65-yard touchdown run at some point during practice today as well. So good game for him. Good day for him. He may be just by default elevated to 4th running back, and I like Holani, so I don't dread that at all. Then you had Darnold hitting JSN on a 35-yard deep shot versus Job in the next team period, which, hey, the way this offense is going to shake out this year, there's no way JSN gets away with not doing stuff as an outside receiver. So The fact that he's catching deep balls, the fact that he's going up against outside corners, obviously a very good sign. Very encouraging here. And that was kind of the general sense that I got of the camp today. A lot of good stuff from the offense. However, you did also have the defense fighting back. The defense did not lay down. Nehemiah Pritchett had a pick of Drew Lock covering Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Nehemiah Pritchett, somebody who at this point is fighting for his roster spot. These plays are going to help. I remain a fan of his from college. I think that he can be good. And seeing stuff like this gives me hope that he can make this roster. And we also had a Torrey Horton long ball, which love hearing that. Drew Lock hits Torrey Horton over Nehemiah Pritchett on a long ball in 7-on-7. And then a little bit later, we had this. A.J. Finley with the interception off Milroe in a 7-on-7. Milroe was trying to hit an in-breaker over the middle. So these over-the-middle throws so far, they're getting them a couple times. Emin War yesterday, Finley today. The middle of the field is where the traffic is. The middle of the field is where things are difficult for you as a quarterback quite often. That is where the high-stress throws come. So it's not terribly surprising, but you can see the secondary kind of fighting their way back. We had a Cody White 45-yard touchdown from Drew Lock over the middle. So Drew Lock continues to have this nice little training camp so far. If there was any concern about him not being up for that second QB job, any concern about him not being able to handle the backup QB responsibilities, seems like he's got it on lockdown. Seems like he's clearly ahead of Milroe. Seems like he's clearly a capable number 2. We've seen enough of Drew Lock in this league, I feel like, to know that he's not capable of being at least not a good starter, but not everybody has to be a good starter. Sometimes you find your niche elsewhere, and I don't know if he's the best backup quarterback in the league, but he is certainly one of the guys I would rather have than anybody else. We also had a really good day from Derek Young, a forgotten member of this team. A lot of people, myself included, kind of feel like his roster spot's already DOA. Like he's just not going to be here, and there's not really much that he can do at this point. He's been injured too much, hasn't done enough since he's gotten here, and we've got other receivers to look at, and we're probably not going to carry as many receivers as we did last year because of the OC switch, but had a deep ball, one-on-one, touchdown, first down catch over the middle on third down in the team period, and he also converted a first down from Milroe on a crossing route. Yes, you can't forget about him. I still think his odds are long of making this team at this point. He would have to be a special teams demon. He would have to be absolutely deadly on that side to earn any kind of playing time, even if he did make the team. But good for him. He's not going to give it up without a fight. Respect. Hopefully we get it. Hopefully this is the breakout year for him that we've been waiting for a while. Maybe he takes Ricky White's spot that I currently have earmarked for him. Maybe he takes Bobo's spot and ends up contributing more than him. I don't want to count him out, even though it seems like his time is up. Speaking of the secondary fighting back, like I said, the secondary really did their all to make sure that the offense had to work hard. Ty Okada had a punch out in the end zone on a ball to Arroyo. Okada, another guy that you could very easily assume is not going to make this team, doesn't have much of a chance. But I guess, you cannot count him out completely. He's got a chance here. Plays like this are going to help. And this was also another Drew Lock throw. I mean, it's a good throw. I don't think Arroyo really did anything wrong based on the description. It's just a really good play by Okada. Again, competition. This stuff is going back and forth. And then after practice, we had Sam Darnold and JSN doing some work together post-practice, which, hey, they understand how important this is, right? JSN's extension might be determined in large part by how he plays this season. Sam Darnold, his contract is not guaranteed beyond any 1 year right now. He's not guaranteed to be here next year. That contract is not one that completely locks him in for the future. These guys, they're taking this seriously, and right now that's all you can ask for. Right now, all you can say is that they are taking this seriously. Hopefully it results in good results when this game start. And that was most of the stuff coming out of practice here. There was some pass rush drill stuff that Greg Bell spoke about in this tweet here. Gray Zabel had his best day yet. You would expect every day to be his best day yet, of course, because he's new and he's getting familiar with things. Had a nice stop of Mike Morris, then a stop of Byron Murphy. So far, looks pretty good for Zabel. I haven't heard any indications that he's vulnerable at that left guard spot, that he's going to have to move to center or anything like that. It seems like they're comfortable letting him play left guard right now, which, I mean, that makes life a lot easier, right? We're already dealing with question marks at center. We didn't need Zabel to have to force his way in there, and so far it doesn't look like that's happening. We also had a physical confrontation between Anthony Bradford and Jared Ivey. Bradford certainly part of the competition for the right guard spot. Ivey may be fighting for a roster spot because of Nwosu's injury. I don't know. Hard to know, but gets a little bit physical, gets a little bit heated. Totally understandable. And we also had a couple of missing player notes. Ken Walker did not practice. No indication that he's injured, just didn't practice. Jack Griffin and Ernest Jones remain absent. And that's really about it. So not as robust as yesterday so far. Didn't get all the same indicators, didn't get all the same notes. Just kind of a slower day at the office compared to other days. And that's where we sit right now. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and get this video up. Come check me out on Twitch tonight. Going to be going live a little bit later. We're starting Peace Walker. Didn't get a chance to start last night. Beat Snake Eater. We're doing Peace Walker, which is the Metal Gear Solid game I know the least about because I only played it once. And going to be good. Going to be fun. Come watch Seahawks Brendan Nelson on Twitch. Also on Kick. I dual stream. And that's about it. Everyone have a good day. Go Hawks.